कैसा होता है, how is it different basically, when you basically have seen working with the VFS where people get visa and when you get yourself visa, do you find any difference or you feel it's a normal routine thing?
No, obviously it was a different feeling. Um, because over there I was feeling like when I take biometrics for people and I was going for the biometrics for myself. So it was a little bit different feeling. And even the interview was a little bit of different level. The officer asked me about my VFS job also. So I have informed him that I want to go US. So he was asking me, "You don't want to go to Canada?" I said, "No, sir." And he granted me the visa. So much.
Perfect. What I wanted to know is, what I do is I have a session called free Zoom one-on-one session where I help students basically who want basically study abroad counseling. I give them one session free. I clear all the doubts, and most of them are visa students. So what I understand is most of these students, they have taken study abroad counseling from some ABC XYZ, and they don't get the mock sessions, the visa mock sessions that a student has to have. So from my end, what I feel is, besides whatever we do in terms of pre-application process, application, documentation, admission correspondence, getting admission, the major difference I find is our visa mock sessions. Our
Right.
visa mock sessions are very, very important because students are not aware about visa questions, how to answer those questions, how to basically convince the visa officer, because finally an interview is there for you to convince the visa officer to grant you visa. Why the interview, what is the purpose of interview, all those things. So what is your take on that? Is visa mock an important part of the visa study abroad counseling?
Yes, it's a very important part because the granting of visa depends on the same. So it is a very important part for the student and as well as for the counselor also.
So how much visa mock has helped you to get your visa?
A lot, I would say. And I was a little bit busy because of my work, but you gave me your 100%, and thank you so much for that. I don't think so. I would have got this much of attention from anyone else.
So in a scale of, let's say, 0 to 100, how much you would give weightage for the visa counseling?
Sir, 100.
Visa
No,
mock counseling.
no doubt, sir, 100.
Yeah, I also find it is very important. Every section of the study abroad is very, very important.
Yes.
What I find is second most basically, I find many of them are penny wise, pound foolish. Why I feel penny wise, pound foolish is study abroad is very, very expensive.
Right.
When you are
Yeah.
going to go abroad for studies, you are going to spend few lakhs. When I'm saying few lakhs means it's like 15, 20, 25, 40, 50 lakhs. And that's a big amount. It's not a small amount. Okay, but to pay somebody for study abroad counseling, they find it is expensive, right? So if they have to pay somebody few thousands, let's say 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, whatever, a different counseling, okay, they find it expensive. They would rather go for a free counseling, okay, than to go for a paid counselor, because they find, why should I pay this extra 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 extra when I am getting it free? So do you think basically free counseling or paid counseling? What would you say?
Uh, it depends on, sir, how you are. So I would like to say it would be always Richard, sir, everywhere. I don't know paid or non paid, but
Right.
I remember my when I was paying some amount to you. So my friend recommended me, go for this one, go for that one. I said no. I think so. This would be the best option. And when I completed the whole session, I before my visa, I said my friend that this was 100% from his, and it was worth it. Seriously, it was worth it. So he was like, "Let's see," and he saw
Right.
the result.
The fact is basically, we all want to spend on we don't mind spending on iPhone. We don't mind spending on branded shirts. We don't mind spending on expensive shoes. But to spend on our own career, we find it is a waste. I find counseling is an important part of your career, because if you are not able to get admission, if you are not able to get visas, if you are not able to get into the deemed university of your choice, if you are not able to get into the program of your choice, it's a risk that you are taking. And why
Right.
take a risk?
Yes, you gave your 100%, and whatever you felt, you said directly. It was good for me, and you just spoon feed it to me seriously. So I really appreciate for that also, sir.
Thank you, Altamash. What's important is, for me, your recommendation is very special reason. People are, some are just students, right? They are mostly students. But you have worked with VFS, you have seen basically how the scenes are, and then basically you telling it as a different angle to it, because you know the background, you know how people come, how, and even for Canada, we have a visa success rate which is very high. That's because for Canada, I do personally work on the visa SOP. I personally work on the visa SOP in Denver.
A
So I was
little bit.
very surprised, when every time you used to get in the car and we used to have the visa mock.
It was really different for me and as well as for you.
Because even if you are at home, you used to get in the car. Even if you are at work, you used to get in the car.
Yes,
So
yes,
I guess your car has become your best friend.
really, sir.
So
But
yeah.
support from you was of different level. Seriously.
Thank you very much. Basically, I appreciate that. You have said it many times that the support that you have received, and that's what I personally believe, because online counseling gives me that liberty that I can extend myself.
And
I
I
can earlier also, basically my phone was never switched off, but now with online counseling it becomes easy for me. With Zoom sessions, with WhatsApp, with phone calls, things have become easy. And I hope and I pray that this with this online counseling we are able to grow probably 10,000 times, and we reach out to as many students.
and I believe the student want one thing to go for the interview, and that's a confidence level, which you have made me in. So that's thank you so much. Hats off for that.
Visa mock prepare gives you that confidence. So perfect. Even today also one of my student got the visa, so it was good. It
Great.
was a little difficult case. So when students get the visa, I feel very happy. Now it's a because I also work personally with you, so there is certain level of feeling that I have with each of my students. And when they get the visa, it's like as good as I feel I've got the visa. So I get in a year I get 100 plus 200 plus visas every year. In one session we get around 200 plus one intake.
I
So
don't think anyone gets rejected.
no, there are rejects. It's not. I don't know to tell any lie. There are rejects. It's not that, if I could get all visas, then probably I would be at a different level then. I would present. But you can't predict visa officers. But I try my best, and with my students also give the best. And somehow, basically, we are able to have maximum visa success rate. That's what I can say. Visa success has been around 96%, so which is good. But then also it is not 100%. You can't give 100%, and I don't. Well, that is very difficult, because it is very difficult to read the visa officer's mind. It's very difficult to read the visa officer's mind.